Hello, hello, hola, how are you doing? Okay, welcome back to the channel, guys. And in today's video, we're back in the shop and we're going to be comparing the YZ125X versus the YZ250X, and more of just a 125 versus 250 video, both two strokes, both kind of the race woods bikes. So we're going to be focusing on 125 versus 250 more than the model and the bike itself. So in this video, I want to inform you guys on where one bike may be better than the other in this situation, where it lacks in this situation, and which bike is just going to suit you better. And if you guys are looking to buy something, which one you guys should buy. One thing to also note is that we're going to be doing a lap time comparison video between the two bikes and seeing which one that I'm faster on. And then also we have done a bike review slash kind of bike check, going over what I have on these bikes, what I like about them, what I don't like about them. So be sure to check that video out. It's two separate videos, one on the 125 and one on the 250. Without further ado, guys, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you guys don't miss a video. It helps me and the channel out greatly, so I appreciate it. And let's hop right into this 125 versus 250 video. So first off, we're going to be talking about the 125 here and just some basic characteristics on the bike. Obviously it is a 125, so it's going to have less power than a 250 or a 450, and it is a two-stroke. So with that being said, the 125 two-strokes, they like to be revved out, and that's where you're going to get your most power and the best power from, is really ringing the bike out and just letting it sing. So the 125, you just gotta, the best thing to do is to have a smooth throttle, smooth clutch, and really just let this thing work and try to keep it on the pipe as much as you can. With that being said though, it doesn't mean that this bike isn't enough power and it can't keep up with other bikes. It just means that this bike is a 125 and it's gonna, the scientific numbers are a little bit less on the horsepower and the torque of this thing compared to some other bikes. But in woods racing especially, you guys know it's more of the rider and less of the bike. So find something you're comfortable on, and that's what you're going to be fast on. As far as a basic rundown on the 250, it's going to be obviously 250 bigger motor, so it's going to be a little bit heavier, and the bike is going to have some more torque to it, and it's going to be able to get up to speed faster, and then maybe even higher top speed. I don't know. We're not worried about top speed or anything like that, but the bike can also lug, and it can kind of be smooth and get maybe some more traction, where this one it'd be hard to do because you're trying to keep it on the pipe and keep the revs up, where this one you can kind of keep the RPMs down a little bit more and let it lug through some stuff and just tractor your way through. So with that being said, let's hop right into just kind of comparing the bikes and where one bike is going to be better than the other, and where this one shines, where that one shines. So we're going to hop right into that right now. So this is a super hard question to answer because some people are going to shine on one bike way more than the other, and some people are going to like one bike way more than the other. So it's going to come down to really personal preference, and I know, I said it, but there's not one bike that's better than the other. But in my opinion, let's go over some things that the bikes shine and things that one bike doesn't do that the other one does better. So starting off with what the 125 does better, it's going to be good in a few situations. So if you guys are just hopping off mini bikes, say you're coming from an 85 looking for a full-size bike, then this is the bike for you. The 125 is going to be the perfect transition. If you hop on a 450 or something, it's going to be way too much power. And then that kind of leads right into my next point, is the 125s are amazing at building good habits and just being a good learning bike. From going from a little bike to a full-size bike, or if you're just getting into the sport and just starting to ride, then I would say a 125 is a great option. With that being said though, you are going to have to learn how to be precise and almost perfect on this bike in some situations. Say carry your momentum, or you don't have the power to make up for your mistakes. So you can look at that as a bad thing, but in my opinion, I'm looking at that as a good thing, because you're going to build those habits, learn how to ride better, and then when you do hop on a 250 or something else in the future, it's going to be a lot easier, and you're going to have those good habits that's only can transition into more speed, and then you're also going to be safer on the bike in doing that as well. Now that we've talked about the 125 and where I like that, let's talk about the 250 and where I like that bike. So just starting off, the 250, you're not going to have to work as hard riding this bike as you are the 125, just because it has more power and you can just roll it on. You don't have to use the clutch as much. You don't have to know how to really use perfect throttle control and using the clutch and throttle together, not riding your brakes through the corner. You can almost be a little bit lazier on this bike. Some people, just like I said on the other bike, some people may view that as a good thing, but in my opinion, it can almost be a bad thing a lot of times. So with that being said, if you're older, this bike, it may be a great bike for you. If you just want to lug around, then you're going to be able to do that on this bike, where it may be a little bit harder to lug the 125. But the 250 is an amazing bike because it can lug, and you can get that traction in some difficult places, in muddy conditions, slick rocks, going over roots. It's a lot easier just to keep a smooth throttle and make it through stuff. And I think I said it earlier, but tractoring through stuff, it's just a lot easier on this bike. The other thing that I have to say about this bike, if you guys are a serious racer and you guys are looking for something to go fast on, then the 250, honestly, it may be a better solution for you, just because you are trying to get that every little second, and just really trying to get everything you can out of the bike. With that being said, the 250 may lend itself better to you, just because you can use the power to your advantage and make up some time where you may not be able to on the 125, and get yourself out of those little bit sticky situations. The big question, which bike is going to be best for you? Before we get into that, smash the like button for me if you guys have gotten anything out of this video. But to answer your question, if you guys are still having a hard time deciding which bike is better for you, I would say go with the 125. And that's just because you're going to learn those habits and learn how to ride a dirt bike better than if you were just to jump on a 250 right off the bat. So if you guys are having a hard time deciding, let me help you decide and just say go with the 125. If you guys are the serious racer, maybe a little bit older, maybe a little bit heavier person, then the 125 or the 125 may not be the best option, and the 250 may be a little bit better, just because it has that extra power and you're going to be able to lug it in some situations and be able to get out of some situations a little bit easier than the 125 would. The 125 is going to be a good option all the way from learning how to ride to the pro class. It's going to be able to go as fast as you can go. So that's just my opinion, is go with the 125 if you're unsure. And plus, it's just fun to be able to hold the bike wide open and just let the thing sing. So there you guys have it. Let me know down in the comments what other questions you guys have, what other videos we should make. But in the meantime, I gotta get to riding before it gets dark, so we'll see you guys in the next video. Be sure to check out some other content on my channel. We do videos like these, as well as all sorts of other dirt bike related content. So be sure to go check it out, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.